Ah, nothing like a midnight snack on the balcony.
Build me a car.
Gah, what the...
Build me a car. Now.
Batman? I can't...
Swear to me. Swear to me you'll build me a car.
I swear. Batman? Did that actually happen? Awesome! Fun! Because I decided of my own free will to build a Batmobile. That's a perfectly normal way to phrase things. Oh hey, what is up, dudes, dudettes, and dudes who defy description? I'm Oz'z, that's McBacon, and welcome to the episode. Today we're building a Batmobile so that Batman will stop breaking into my bedroom in the middle of the night and screaming in my face.
It's more of a stage whisper.
Anyway, over the 80 years of Batman's history, there have been dozens of Batmobiles, from the gothic Tim Burton version, to the chunky tumbler of Nolan, to the sleek cyberpunk style of Batman Beyond. Rather than try to replicate a specific one, I'm going to draw inspiration from all of them, and aim to build a Batmobile that looks good in Minecraft. Alright, let's start thinking about some colours. Now, fortunately, thanks to the last few updates, we've got ourselves some really cool black blocks that we can use for the Batmobile. Now, the blackstone, it's not quite the right texture for a vehicle, is it? It's kind of cloudy, a bit bubbly, and the more of it you have in one place, the more it probably stands out. It looks a bit strange. Now, the brick slab, again, we don't tend to use bricks to build cars unless we're building them out of Lego. So if you have a lot of them, it'll be a bit weird. It'd be a bit jarring to see it, because you'd be like, why is there bricks in that car? They don't seem to belong. Now, the polished blackstone, I think, then probably becomes our prominent, most dominant black block, because it's kind of shiny, a bit like a kind of shiny car. Maybe it's just been polished, I would assume, by Alfred, because Batman ain't going to do that by himself, is he? So this is probably our best choice, but we could use maybe a little bit of the others. Now, black, we can't just use black. I mean, it does go with everything, but if we build the whole Batmobile out of black blocks, it wouldn't have a lot of detail. Now, take a look up here at Pose, because that's a black vehicle. Now, if we just used a prominent, this block everywhere, it wouldn't have the detail that we've got there. We wouldn't have the detail of the wings, the engines, the definition where the body meets the nose. So we're going to need some other color to highlight parts of the Batmobile. And I think polished deep slate is a good call, because it's got this kind of riveted texture on it, which I really like. It would be a change for me to not use polished andesite. It's kind of my go-to metal. And maybe we could use a little bit of cobbled deep slate. Probably not too much, because again, the more of it you have, it becomes a bit like this, a weird texture. But maybe just a little bit. But these sort of palettes mixed together should work out pretty well.
Work faster.
Yeah, jeez, why'd you keep doing that? I'm starting to run out of clean underwear. Batman, where does he keep going? I've relocated here to the middle of this open field in the hope that there's no chance Batman can sneak up on us again. I've also, as you can see, been working on the design, and I know you were probably thinking that whole time, hey Oz'z, a nice curve. So come check out what I've been up to. So I've been putting out this nice layout we've got here, and I've tried to create this curving Batmobile shape that then leads up to these big bat wings. And I think when we look at it like that, I mean, that alone, to me, with a bit of imagination, chuck your imagination cap on, I'll wait. Good stuff. Now you've got it on, you can probably see the Batmobile. It's really beginning to stand out. It's a bit exaggerated, and I think that's going to work well. Now, I have been messing around a lot with these tail fins at the back, these sort of spoilery bits, because I think these are going to be the trickiest shape to get right. But I think if we get it right, it'll look awesome when we do it. Now, these blocks here sort of represent where the wheels are, and it's actually not going to be 3 wide. It's going to be probably 5 wide, so like this wide each side. I think we'll be putting a lot of slabs along the edge. And I think we're going to use a lot of slabs and stairs in this. That's why in our last section there, I was working with slabs, because I think full blocks, well, we'll have some, but they're going to be, you know, we're going to need a lot of fine detail, a lot of nice, interesting shapes. So slabs and stairs are going to be quite dominant. And yeah, I think if we work on making this a big, chunky, powerful feeling Batmobile with a lot of nice detail and some sexy shapes and sizes, we can do something pretty special. So now that we've got the colors decided, I like the shape, it's time to hit fast forward. Ain't she a beauty, folks? And the car's pretty nice too. Yeah, I'm talking about you, my big bikini buddy. Oh yeah, anyway. Back to the Batmobile. Oh, isn't this fantastic? It's turned out super, super awesome. Now, well, I want to hear your opinion too. Let me know in the comments below. Before you decide though, let me give you the sort of full tour, show you some of the bits you might not have seen in the time-lapse. First of all, let's get a look at the rear end. This is one lovely looking rear end here. Oh yeah. Check that out. I think by exaggerating the wings at the back, much bigger than, for example, they are on the Tim Burton version of it with Michael Keaton. Much bigger, but I think that's worked in Minecraft because the vehicles, to me, it has that sleekness, but it also, if you check out from here, has that intimidating bulk with the Batmobile. Yeah, it's fantastic. And we also, of course, got ourselves some fantastic engine-y parts. Let me show you that. So our engine begins here at the anvil, and we've gone for this kind of, I don't know, the Fast and Furious thing where the top bit of the engine sticks out, and I don't know what that's called, but it looks cool. And behind that, we've got our blast furnace, and then underneath, and I don't know if these things do this if you if they're not flicked, I'm not sure, but these are flicked levers, and the way that they get this glint of red is wicked, and it kind of looks like pistons are firing or some sort of supercharged engine thing is firing underneath. Then I've stuck in a little bit of lightning rods there, act as a kind of, I don't know, like the thing that turns the wheels, some kind of rod. It looks pretty cool. And then our hopper pointing towards the back there as an exhaust. And you'll see we've got here a magma block with the new mangrove trapdoor. Definitely gives it that rocket booster feel. So those are all of our details on our Batmobile. But I want to do one more thing to make this extra special for the B-Man. So on the tires, I want to have the Batman symbol. Now, fortunately, making a map art thing is awesome. I've done it before for the Ghostbuster logo. I'll put a little link if you want to go and check that out. It was really fun to watch. But it takes a long time, a lot of effort as well. And as you'll have known if you saw the last episode, we found a way around that when we built our Lecard's displays in our Star Trek runabout up there. If you haven't seen that, also go back and check that. I'll put a card. I'll just send you 100 cards in the mail. How about that? And what we can do, if we take an empty map, right? We look at it, and oh, look at the Batmobile! Oh, it looks fantastic. That is so crazy. Even though it's a small thing, you still get the impression of it. Or it looks like a kind of Enderman that someone stabbed a sword in its head or something. But I don't know, maybe it's like a Rorschach thing, I guess. It's whatever you see it to be. But now we've created this map, right? And it doesn't matter actually if you fill it in or not. What matters is looking at the ID. So this is ID 14. Now, on the screen, I'll show you here the path that you follow. This is what you need to do to find the level map.dat files, right? And you'll see that the map files are all got map 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so map 14 is this map that we just created. And what we can do is create an 128 by 128 picture with the Batman logo on it. And then we can use a link, which I'll put in the description, to convert that into a .dat. You copy and replace it into this folder, and ta-da! One Batman map art. No thousands of block placements required. I also chucked it onto the coal texture there, just in the hope it'll blend in nicely. We do a trigger invisible. Oh, doesn't that look fantastic? What a perfect touch. We obviously can't do one on the front wheel because you can only see half of it. Let's jump round, whap this on the other side. Does feel a little bit cheaty not to actually do the map art, but as someone who's actually made map art, I'm super grateful not to have to do it because it takes forever. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, this is looking something special. And with that, I think we're ready to show the Batman himself.
It's adequate.
Well, thanks. I think.
Next episode, build me a place to park.
What? But I have plans. She doesn't know that.
Either start building me a place or say goodbye to yours. Batputer, launch missile.
Launching missile, Batman.
No, wait!
I hope I've made myself clear.
That wasn't actually my house, but I get the... Oh, he's gone. Well, looks like the Batman's going to be harassing us for a while around here, so be sure to come back next episode, because I could really use your support. Thanks a million for spending your time with us. We've loved spending it with you. Come on, McBee. We better see if Big Jim survived the missile strike. See you later, alligators. You okay, Big Jim? I didn't shoot a missile at your house. It was Batman. Because he's Batman.